Well, hello and welcome back to Producer Dan. I'm Dan. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. So today's video is, technically it's video number 5 in a series of videos that I'm doing on how to write a song using EZdrummer. But in today's video I'm going to show you how I produced the song that we eventually wrote using EZdrummer called Extraordinary Life. So today I'm going to take you into Pro Tools and show you some of the decisions I made, show you how the song was built, what instruments were used, and also touch a little bit on how we did use EZdrummer and how I did set up the drum track and how easy EZdrummer is to use when writing a song. So let's go into Pro Tools now and I'll show you how I produced the song. Well, hello and good day, and welcome to the Pro Tools session of Extraordinary Life, my latest song that we did with the How to Write a Song Using EZdrummer video series. So you don't have to watch those videos first to appreciate this one, but you can, and they are linked in the description below. And it would be nice for you to see the creation of the song from the very beginning all the way up to now this final mix. The first video is an introduction to how to use EZdrummer, and then we use the song creator to quickly put together a song using a little snippet of a MIDI file from the EZdrummer software that we chose. Something fast and fun and rock and upbeat. In the second video, we just make some decisions about fills, which I'll go into more in this video. And I also lay down some guitar riffs to begin writing the song, to kind of steer the song into the direction that it went in. The third video was 3 weeks later. I have written the lyrics and recorded the song, did a rough mix of the song. The mix that I show in that video and also the following video after that, which is just the video of the song itself, those mixes were fine and they were a rough mix. And but before I posted it to iTunes and Spotify, I wanted to do a very, very good mix of the song. So that's what I've done. I've done the best I can mixing the song, and I'm happy with this mix. And the final mix of the song will be available April 22nd. I was a little late getting that mix in, and then the company that I use, they have an overload of music to post, so it's going to take a little longer than normal. But if you wanted to download the song, it will be available for you on the 22nd. So here we are, and again, it's very nice even for me to see this, to start a song from the very beginning and to have a video record of the whole thing. So I think it's been like a month or so in the making, and I love the song. I do encourage you to at least watch one of the videos to hear the song in its entirety, because I don't want to play it on this one. I think it'll just be too long. We'll go through the song step by step, and I'll show you some production decisions that I made. So let's start with that now. So there are 3 guitars throughout the song, plus 2 lead guitars. So here are the guitars in green. There's kind of a lead riff going on. Then there's like a strumming guitar that comes in. I'll play that for you now. I love that, actually. It's the sound I wanted, kind of grungy and strummy and plangy, and that's panned to the left. And then I have a muted palm rhythm guitar, which is this. That's on the right. And so they all come in together, and of course they're joined by the bass with the vocal, and that's this track. And it's a pitch corrected vocal. Before I go into it, I'll tell you, this was at the highest that I can possibly sing. I think it's an F sharp, and it might even slip into that G as well. For someone who doesn't sing all the time, this was a stretch. And I thought I had kind of backed myself into a corner with the song because I wrote it so high. I wasn't thinking, in my head, I think I can sing this high. But then I go and try, I'm like, oh, okay, that's going to be a challenge. And I did it. I spent maybe 2 or 3 days rehearsing this song. Got very hoarse. I kind of sounded like Peter Criss or Tina Turner toward the end of the rehearsal. I was really hoarse and raspy. And I was a little panicked. I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work, but I gave it a couple more days, and then I put the song down, and you can see, and of course I do tune the vocal to, make it the best sounding it can. Here's the beginning of the song now. Today I heard a calling from a place where I belong. An extraordinary life beckons to my soul. And it sounds like a familiar song. I feel my will getting stronger, solid as a rock. So I let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. Okay, and then it goes into the chorus, which I'll, of course, play for you. Very quickly, just to show you, like I said, I went right and left with these 2 rhythm guitars, and they're doing 2 slightly different things, and they have slightly different EQs, where the one playing the clangy chords has a little boost in kind of that harsh area, but it works with this. And then the bar chords, I boosted a little around 1K, just to give it a slightly different sound, just to keep them kind of separate sonically. Today I heard a calling. Also, while we're here on the vocal, I'll solo this, and you'll notice it's very dry. I don't have a lot of reverb. I just have a little bit of delay. There's the EQ for the vocal. I always give myself a little bump right here. I guess that's around 200 and 300. Just to add a little richness to my vocal, my particular vocal. And just a little boost right there in the airiness. But I just wanted to point out the delay on the main vocal. Today I heard a calling from a place where I belong. An extraordinary life beckons to my soul. So it's in sync. It's very subtle, and you don't really notice it much when the guitars are playing. But it's there just to give a little depth. Otherwise, it's dry vocal, mostly dry guitars. And as far as the instruments go, there is not a lot. It's just these 3 rhythm guitars, and then I have a lead guitar, which is doubled, which we will get to down the road. I'll play you the pre-chorus and the chorus, and we'll discuss the background vocals that I used. Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. I'm gonna find this extraordinary life. I'm gonna give you my best side. I'm gonna live in the best life, yeah. I'm gonna be this extraordinary me, making waves across the sea, crashing down spectacularly. Okay, so you can see I've got double vocals here, and these are backup vocals, but I'm only using one of them. I'm using the low. I want to keep this first chorus more sparse because I add more backup vocals as the song progresses, and I don't have a lot of instruments to do that with, and so I'm trying to make the differences with what I have here. I have added other things like claps and again the lead guitar, and then but this song relies heavily on the pacing, the energy, and the vocals and the backup vocals, and that lead solo. Also, very quickly before we move on, the bass track is very common to what I normally do. Okay, so I have one main bass track which has all of this low end, and I've cut off all the high end, and then I have one underneath it, and the EQ is just the high end. A little boost here so we can hear all the texture. And I've also put a distortion plugin on this as well. Just adds a little bit of crispness and harmonics to that bass, and this is what they sound like together. Since this is technically a video number 5 on the how to use EZdrummer to write a song, I do want to go over the drums in this song. In that video where I point out how easy it is to set up your drum tracks, I also discuss how you can use your endings as fills, and you can use your fills as endings, and they're all color-coded like this. For example, these red pieces were once endings to the song that you could choose from, different endings. When you look at all the different colors here, you can see that I've used a lot of endings as fills or as very dramatic parts of the song. I'll play you just this bit right here. So I built that out of endings. Here's another place where I used an ending in the middle of the song. Some of these endings are very dramatic, and so they can be used in different ways. And here's an example of that. Waves across the sea, crashing down spectacularly. These red sections are the da 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 da. That was meant as an ending for a song, but it fits in perfectly here. The reason it sounds so good and perfect for the song is because we started out with the drums first. This song was written with the drums first, and everything else was decided after. So that's kind of the interesting part of this. And since this is an EZdrummer, technically an EZdrummer video, I wanted to point that out. I'm happy with these backup vocals. In the middle of the road, in the middle of the road, in the middle of the road. Those are doubles. There's 2 low and 2 high, and 2 down the center. Actually, there's a 7th one that I've tucked in here. It's this one here. That must be in the middle of the road. Okay, so that's a low center. In the middle of the road. And that's the extra one here, actually, down on the bottom. Also, something else happening in these pre-choruses. I've put some claps in. As I was recording the song, I was clapping during, I think during the lead solo part or something. I can't remember, but I did it more than once, and it was coming through the microphone, and so I had them. I had these tracks of me clapping. Now, they're a little compressed because I did it through my vocal mic, and I was kind of away from it, but I didn't even plan on using them. But as I was putting the recording together, I'm like, oh, I have these claps. So this started as one, just me clapping, and then I doubled it, and then I doubled it again, and doubled it again. And I put this track on the left and this track on the right. There are parts where I'm doing this, and then over here I'm going, so I'll play them for you now. That was another element that I added to the song just to make it a little different. And they add a lot of energy to this part of the song. I'll play it for you. Maybe you can pick them out. So they're evident at in that one section, but they do play throughout the whole thing. With my vocals, I had kind of a one issue with my vocals. For the most part, they're very clean, and I didn't need to use a de-esser until the very end during this outro. I'm running with my tribe. 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 Every time I said tribe, it felt like a knife in my ear, you know? It's like, tribe. So I put on these de-essers on the vocal bus and also the backup vocal bus. I had a hard time kind of getting the balance. All the other S's and everything else that I had done sounded fine and didn't need to be de-essed. Just the parts I'm running with my tribe, that ch sound just cut through. And as you can see, all of these vocals are saying that I'm running with my tribe. So when you have 6 different people, the same person, saying the same thing, that's just going to pile up. So I've gone in to solve the problem. I didn't use the de-essers. They're still there, but I turned them off. But you can see right here, this is the ch sound. You can hear. And with my tribe. So what I did was, and I'll show you, I'll do it with this one. I went in and I made a cut here, and then I made a cut here. I did it on some of them, some of the bigger ones I did it on. And then I turned it down very simply, and then I put in little fades. And that solved the problem. I didn't need to use the de-esser. In order for me to make it work on these really harsh ch, it was really affecting my other S's and making it sound like this. Like it took the S's right away. It sounded like I had a lisp when I was singing. So that was the way I solved the problem. I just went in and turned down those offensive parts. And that works with any plosives. If someone got too close to the mic and gave you a b or a p, you can go in, you can see them, and you can go in and cut around them and turn them down and fade in and out. So I'm running with my tribe. I'm running with my tribe. I'm running with my tribe. All right, so here we are at the lead solo. I have 2 lead guitars. I have this track and this track, and they're 2 different takes of the exact same thing, and one is panned slightly to the left. What is that, 10 o'clock? I've got 10 o'clock on the left and 2 o'clock on the right. These 2 tracks here. And this part here, you can see I've gone in and I've taken little chunks out. I wanted it kind of razor sharp, so that's what I did. It's very noticeable when they're soloed like that, but when they're in the mix, it's... So that's one little trick that I did. Okay, so I did neaten up a few parts. Also, I do use a Stratocaster with the single coil pickups, so they do hum a little bit, so there's a bit of a noise, and so that's also why I've made some of these cuts. The pickup noise, kind of the hum, kind of comes in. You can hear that. Let's listen to the end here. You hear that buzzing coming in there? So I've made some edits there, and I don't mind a little bit of that sound. Obviously that can sound really cool at times, but sometimes you need to take it back a notch or two. The end here during this last chorus, these 2 tracks are just a copy of the very end of the lead solo. So I copied that part and used it again later on in the song. I'm gonna give you my best side. I'm gonna live in the best life, yeah. I'm gonna be this extraordinary me, making waves across. So right there, you can see that I have used that again, but I also needed to extend it. It didn't last long enough. Here are the different parts. I copied this and put it here, and then did it again, copied this and put it here, and I tried to do it where they matched the most, where the signal was similar, so it would be sort of seamless. And you might be able to tell now, but in the song, in the mix, you can't really tell, so I've extended that out. And it is the same exact tail of the lead solo. I didn't play it again, I just copied and pasted it. So a little trick there, just to add a little something to that last part of the chorus. I'm gonna find this extraordinary life. I'm gonna give it my best side. I'm gonna live in the best light, yeah. I'm gonna be this extraordinary me, making waves across the sea, crashing down spectacularly. So there it is. I just wanted to touch on those things that I did for this particular song. Again, it's not a lot. It's not very complicated. Just 3 guitars, 2 leads that are really doubles, bass guitar, and some vocals. And really that's it. It's just kind of a high energy, fun song. Again, it was very fun, and it's fun for me to do this and to record my process and to share it with you, obviously. It's hard work writing a song, especially when you're on a deadline, and it makes you kind of get to it even when you don't want to, and that's kind of an important lesson that I'm learning here. If you're going to be a writer of any kind, and you want to be professional, you will be accountable for getting things done in a certain amount of time, and so I've kind of put that upon myself by trying to get these videos out on a specific time. And so it is it's very challenging, especially with lyrics, because to sit down and write lyrics when you may not feel like, or you don't feel like you have anything, or you don't feel like sharing, because lyrics are really sharing parts of your feelings and mind and what's going on. Sometimes that's an obstacle you have to get over. So I'm glad I've done it. I'm glad it's finished. I hope you enjoy the song. Extraordinary Life, available for streaming on all platforms on April 22nd. So go ahead and add it to your playlist, and check out my other music under the artist Daniel Douglas with 2 S's. And again, thank you so much for watching my videos. If you watch regularly, thank you very much. If you don't, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I do appreciate you watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.